Okay, so working on, I have Tiger. Tiger, come. This is Tiger, and this is Luki. So I have, I'm actually working with Tiger. He's a very nervous, full of anxiety dog, shake uncontrollably. So I'm just working on, we've worked on relationship first in my house and out here, about setting ground rules and not reinforcing that nervousness or that hecticness. Definitely not reinforcing the shaking. And with him, it's part of who he is, you know, with his, again, high anxiety, lack of confidence. But since Luki's out, I'll work them both. I don't have them trained, so one understands to stay while the other one comes on command, but I'll work with them both, see how it goes. So some people love the place of bed command. Some people hate it. I'm just using it to teach them to be able to sit still and also understand the break command, and also to start teaching them to go away from me too, as we call that a bed. His mother is going to use bed. I forget what Luki's mom, I know it's in German, I forgot how you pronounce it, but I'm just going to say bed for now. I know it's close to it. So Luki, bed? Yes. So I use my marker to tell him once 4 feet are on it that he followed the command, he did it right. And then I'll follow it up with a reinforcer, which today I'm using treats. So the 3 reinforcers that my friend taught me, and I love it, is the 3 T's of reinforcing. So touch, praise, that's a reinforcer. Treat, food, and toy, ball, tug, whatever it is. So those 3 are reinforcers, meaning if you give one of those or use one of those, especially if there's behavior you don't want or you're trying to get rid of, you know, there's a good chance you're going to reinforce that behavior. So like for Tiger, with his shaking and his nervousness, the last thing I want to do is pick them up, which a lot of people tend to do, especially small dogs. You know, pick them up when they're scared or they won't move or they're trying to get away, or use food to lure them. And that's pretty much reinforcing that behavior, whether you're reinforcing the nervousness or craziness in his mind or lack of confidence, or if he's trying to get away, you're pretty much reinforcing him trying to get away. And a lot of people, because they don't understand dog behavior, will actually do that because it kind of makes sense. And there's quite a few trainers out there, if you watch YouTube a lot for picking up training, a lot of trainers will use it, but the good trainers, you're not understanding the timing when they're actually using a reinforcer. So, and then there's other trainers that don't understand that and reinforce the bad behavior. And that's also a debate. Some people believe absolutely not, doesn't reinforce. You can't reinforce a genetic or a physiological symptom such as shaking or nervousness. It's my firm belief that you do by doing that. So, and then of course, on the other hand, you want to reinforce the behavior you're trying to teach. That's the time to use a reinforcer, to reinforce the good behavior, and don't use one to reinforce the behaviors you're trying to stop or get rid of. And then of course there's certain behaviors that are genetic that I'm not that great with, that to try to help them get through that. And one, like I just said, I think part of Tiger's shaking is probably part genetic. You know, the small dogs, I apologize, the small dogs are known to be very high strung, and then you know, humans tend to, especially the puppies, are doing the things that reinforce that behavior. So, you know, I don't know how to extinguish a genetic behavior like stopping them shaking, but I do know that we can work around that by teaching them how to have confidence, and sometimes that will go away, not all the time. But so again, I'm just going to teach the command to go there, and I always start close up. Tiger break. So I start close up because dogs learn in very short increments, small increments, meaning distance. I can't go from approximately where my phone is and teach him to go right to the bed, but if I start close up and set him up to succeed, then I can slowly add distance. And then once he's on, then I can slowly add duration of him learning to be in the exact position I asked him. So if I'm teaching it in the beginning, I'm not asking for a sit or a down. If he naturally does it, then I'm going to mark that behavior and make sure that he stays where I've asked him to or where he's gone that I reinforce. So if he gets on and I say sit, I want to make sure that he understands he's got to sit, not go to lay down, not be squirming, and definitely not come off until he hears the break command to come to me. And in the beginning, I reinforce that break command because again, with teaching, at some point later on, I'm going to extinguish using a reinforcer because the break command is a reward in itself. So when he's able to leave what I've had him do, whether sit on the bed or sit someplace or down, you know, ultimately given the break command is to allow him to be a puppy and do what he wants. So we slowly extinguish the reinforcer. So again, so I'm going to ask him, are you ready to work? You want to work? Huh? I like to start off, just give him a couple of commands. So I like to say, you ready to work? And then just reinforce it. And Tiger, you ready to work? Yes. Then he gives me eye. When he gives me eye contact, then I just yes, and I reward it. So I'll start up close. Tiger, bed. Yes. Use my marker. Sit. Yes. I'll reinforce that. Now I use my leash. I'm not using and body pressure. Sit. Sit. Good. So now I'll use the leash in my body movement, meaning moving towards him or using the leash just to keep him there. And again, I want him to stay seated, and that's a lot for him to be that close to Luki. Break. Yes. So I mark it when I know he's committed to coming to me, because I don't want to mark it if he tends to go to a scent or he hears a sound. I want to make sure he's committed to coming to me, so I reinforce that behavior. And don't forget, they say it takes hundreds of repetitions to teach a dog on cue. And what's cue? Just a verbal command or a hand signal. But that's a cue means just that you're not moving towards it, you're not giving leash pressure, you're not making any movement at all to help them. And that's including eye movement. So you find a lot of people will actually use eye movement and they don't even realize that the dog picks up on. So cue just means he 100% understands the command with just the verbal cue. No body movement, no hand signs, nothing. Bed. Yes. So I mark it. Sit. Good boy, Luke. Sit. Yes. So now again, if he was to move, I'd move into him to stop him from getting out, and I'd use my leash. So I like to, when we're first starting, put my hand underneath and just slide it forward to keep him there, and put him back. I'll say or no, so he knows he didn't do right, and then put him back to what I originally put him in. So again, just having them both sit still. Slowly building up the, Luki, sit, So Luki went on his own. I want to make sure I'm clear with him that what I asked him, sit. Good. What I asked him, he's got to follow, not his own mind. Unless I'm free shaping. Break. Yes. Good boy, buddy. Good boy, buddy. And again, I teach, so I might do 10, 20 reps, depending how good he picks it up. Once I know he understands without any any physical movement or hand signals or anything like that, then I'll slowly move back, maybe 6 inches, a foot, depending on how quick he picks it up. Come on, Tiger. Good boy, Luke. Sit. Good. Good. Nope, sit. So again, Luki did a down when I asked to sit. I just want to help him back. Good, sit. Good. Break. Yes. And what I like to do to help teach the break is always move backwards away from him to help him with natural prey drive, which is chasing something. Or if he's really confused and doesn't understand that he can break it, I'll use a little bit of leash pressure to pull him towards me. Good boy. Bed? Yes. Sit. Nope. Luki sits. Nope. Sits. Sits. Good. So now I'm just leaving the leash because I know, one, I have faith in my teaching. I understand where the dog is. No, sits. Good. So again, I just use my body pressure, spatial pressure to move towards him, and verbal, no, recommand what he does, and I'll tell him good. Break. Yes, good boy. All right, good boy. And that's pretty much how I start teaching a place command or a bed command. But what we're working on is teaching a dog to go away to a certain area, and that can be used so you have company over and you want the dog to go lay on his bed, but you don't want to put him in his crate or her in a crate or lock him up. Well, when you have it trained 100%, then you can send the dog from your living room to your, say you got the bed in the den, he goes to his den. He goes in the den to his bed, he stays there until you either call him with a recall command or you're using the break command. So that's teaching away. Then we're teaching duration, and that helps for especially Tiger, where, like I said, he's very high strung, very nervous, very full of anxiety. Come on over here, bud. It helps him to teach, it helps to teach him some confidence in himself, and also how to relax that mind. So it's slow steps. Don't forget that. You can't just go from, he learns to stay on it 1 minute, and then you go to 3 or 4 minutes, you know, small increments. That's it. Okay, all done? All done. Good boys. All right. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Have a great day.